You're watching another great interview on Audio Inc. Radio. What's going on? It's Anne Erickson with Audio Inc. Radio. If you're new here, welcome. It's great to have you. And please subscribe. Also give this video a big thumbs up. Morgan Rose of Sevendust is our guest. He has a new solo record out, Controlled Chaos. Let's get in.
Hey guys, it's Morgan from Sevendust. You're listening to Anne Erickson on Audio Inc. Radio.
What is up? It's Anne Erickson with Audio Inc. Radio, and I'm very happy to be here with the great Morgan Rose of Sevendust. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much.
First and foremost, how are things this year? I know it's like a crazy year for people.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really weird year, obviously. But for the music side of it, being that we were shut off from touring, it gave me an opportunity to, jump into some interesting things, do a little solo work. I'd been doing a lot of production and co-writing and stuff like that. So I've actually been super busy this year, just trying to stay careful and safe and, not get sick or get anybody else sick.
Right. I know. I think that we're all right there with you. And you've got Controlled Chaos on the way, which is, a great album from you. And it's actually your debut solo record. So I'm wondering, have you always wanted to do the solo thing, or is this kind of a new thing?
It's totally new. I mean, I never really thought too much about it. I do a lot of writing with Clint, and Clint was doing a solo EP after his solo record had come out. And the idea was that I was going to play on that. And then he decided to go in an electronic direction, more programmy. And so I think that he was like, well, you're not going to be playing on my solo record, so I'll throw you some ideas, some music ideas, and tell me what you think. And if you're into it, write a bunch of words and play drums and do whatever you want with it. And I was like, all right. So I did a song, and the song came out. I think it was I want to say it was Clarity was the first song that I actually recorded, and it came out cool. And I was really more like, oh, well, I'll throw it up on my website, and kind of giggle about, hey, I can sing a little bit, too. It's not just screaming all over the place. And that was the idea. My manager was the one that said, well, you're going to have to send it to Rise because they have the first rights to it. And so when he did that, they picked it up, and then I was put into a situation where I had to write a record.
That's awesome. So what was it like becoming the lead vocalist? Because, people know you being the drummer, and that's a little bit more to the back and everything. When you're the lead vocalist, you're right out front.
Yeah, I mean, the tough part of it was that when I'm doing the vocals for Sevendust, it's really heavy stuff, and it's just kind of spotty stuff, a little scream here, a little scream there. And if my voice is gone, it really almost makes it better. The worse shape my voice is in for Sevendust, the better it sounds. And so my mindset was, it'll be no problem. This is singing. This is much easier. Also, when you're doing that stuff live, you do it once, that's it. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You get one shot at it. So I hadn't had to go through anything like that. So when we actually went in to record like the second song, which was weeks later when I found out I actually had a deal for it, I blew my voice out the first night. So it was gone. And it wasn't even heavy vocals. I just blew it out, like just singing the part over and over to do comps and to make sure that we had it. I just blew it out, and I was panicked. I was like, how do I get my voice back? I've never really had this problem. So I called John and Clint about it because they've done solo records. I said, dude, am I going to lose my voice? Like, am I going to finish this? So I gained a lot of respect for singers that go in there and sing all day. And, when they're working on putting a record together and having to make that right, I definitely gained a whole new respect for them. I used to think they were kind of wimps about it, but I gained a lot of respect for them. It was tough.
Yeah, was it nerve-wracking at all, releasing your first solo record and doing all the vocals?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like pleasantly surprised that people really liked the first song. Again, it was so like not a big deal to me. It wasn't it's like the internet to me, you know, like I'll get a thought in my mind, and I've gotten better at this, but I used to get thoughts in my mind and I would say something on Twitter, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, people just coming after me left and right. I'm like, where are they? These people don't even follow me. Like, who are these people? It's like you think that you're just kind of thinking out loud, uh, when really or you're thinking to yourself, and really it's coming out, you know, people are hearing it. So, um, that was the same thing with this record. I was like, I'm just going to do the record for me, you know, no big deal. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, you know, there's going to be plenty of people that hate it, because that's just the way society is these days anyway. If they hated it before, they could hate it in their house. Now they're going to tell me they hate it on the internet, you know, so you're going to have to deal with, you know, the criticism, which really doesn't bother me at all. I mean, the whole idea, like I said from the start, was I'm not a singer, I'm a drummer, you know, but I do write. I write vocals, and I write, you know, melodies and lyrics and stuff. So I was able to do it on my own in that aspect. And I'll just, it is nerve wracking. It is a little nerve wracking, but it is what it is. You know, people love it, people hate it, and I know that the people that are loyal to this band will appreciate it, I'm sure.
Well, I know that everyone loves the first single, so I know they're gonna love the record. You don't have to worry about that.
Thanks. Thanks. I hope so. It'd be nice to please everybody, but it just doesn't work out that way usually.
Yeah, especially with the internet and people,
Brutal.
anonymous, just saying whatever.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal.
I'm wondering, do you have a favorite track off the new record?
Yeah, I mean, Exhale is definitely my favorite track, and ironically, there's no drums on it at all. But that was the one that one really kind of tapped into what I had gone through prior to the pandemic. Um, that was like, you know, because I had almost died in December, and I was really sick, and so that particular song meant a lot to me. I didn't want any drums on it because I really just kind of wanted to showcase the lyrical content of it more than anything.
Hmm.
So yeah,
So
that's my favorite.
definitely, and you got very personal on that, which I think is something that will really draw people to that song.
Yeah, I mean, I did a video for it too. So, and the video is super weird. And, you know, because it worked out too because there's no drums in it, because I didn't want it to be, I don't know if I'll do any other videos. I mean, there's a bunch of lyric videos for the record, but I don't think I'm going to do any, you know, I don't want to be out in the front, you know, that's why I'm back in the back. I try to act like I want to be up in the front while I'm back in the back. So I don't know, you know, I don't want to be that guy. Um, and also I play drums, and I'm not going to do the singing drumming thing. That would never happen. I already do enough of that with Sevendust, and I can't stand it. So that wasn't ever going to happen. So this particular song, there's no drums. So it worked out nice where I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to build this storyline. And I came up with the video idea, and just kind of like, it's, I mean, I want people to see it. I don't want to really tell them really what I meant by it, but it meant a lot to me. The video came out really cool. It's a little disturbing and strange, but it worked exactly the way I wanted it to.
Awesome. So, how difficult is it to make a living as a musician these days? Because I mean, I know, like even before COVID, it's just gotten more and more hard for musicians to make a living.
I'm really lucky in the sense that I'm a writer, and a producer and a drummer. So it works out for me to where I really have had no issues. It's been, like I said, it's been really busy this year. So, I mean, anytime I really want to work, I can get it done. I can get work. I usually I have a few, you know, people. I run a company called Instamix that we do a few things there where we do some songwriting master classes and stuff like that. And we bring, you know, I mean, even with COVID, we have them mask up, you know, and stick them in a room. And we did one in Ohio last week, and but we had them. masked up, and everybody was, we do things where we'll check in temperatures and making sure everybody's being careful. And you're safer in there than you are in the grocery store. I can promise you that. And we do things like that. And prior to COVID, it's if Sevendust isn't working, um, which is rare, uh, we like to have time off and vacation and go home and spend time with the kids and stuff. But if there's ever work needed, we have all kinds of, you know, all kinds of options of, hey, I'm available to do some co-writes, or, want to do some production and stuff like that. And I also work for a record company on the side, Imagine Records. And so I'm super busy. I really haven't, I've been one of the lucky ones.
That's great. What are your thoughts on the state of rock and metal music? Do you think that it's in a good place today?
I mean, there's so much great music out there. I mean, there's bands that, even if they're not brand new, I think that there's going to be a whole lot of really good music that comes out over the next few years, because I think that everybody had to just, there's no touring, so I think there's going to be a ton of great music that comes out of this COVID situation. I think a lot of bands were writing, and tons of writing going on. I'm sure the lyrical content is going to be pretty heavy, because everybody's a little bit, the emotions are all over the place, scared, pissed, I mean, there's so many different views on the whole thing as well, where you have some people that think it's up that, that we've been in this lockdown position. And I mean, I can tell by just going to different states where you can go one place and they're in the middle of the streets half naked, licking each other's face. And then you go to another place and you can't go inside to eat. And then you go to another place where you can eat outside. I mean, I'm in California. It's the weirdest shit in the world here. I mean, you can't go inside and eat here. You can't go and work out in a gym, but you can go to a bar and sit outside and be this close to each other, hammered drunk, spitting all over each other. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, but I'm not supposed to get it. It's just, it's all different everywhere. So I think people's emotions, depending on geographically where they've been, will probably dictate some of that lyrical content as well. Frustration, I mean, it's been a heavy year for everyone around the world. So it
Right.
should
I
be
mean,
pretty exciting.
yeah, it's something that brings everyone together. I mean, it's a bad thing, unfortunately, but it's something that everyone in the world is experiencing right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I wish it'd get on out of here. I tell you that. I mean, it's crazy. I can't believe it that it's happening and not going away.
I know, I know. It just seems like, there was a time when we thought that shows would be back by now, and now we're thinking maybe a
Oh
year
yeah,
from now. It just keeps going longer and longer.
it's really weird. I mean, I know the vaccination's coming, and I know that's gonna do something. I don't know what it's gonna do. I mean, I'm just cautiously optimistic is the best that I can be, because I have no idea.
Well, Morgan, thank you. It's been awesome. Is there anything else you'd want to add? Thanks for hanging out.
No, thank you very much. Everybody stay safe. I hope everybody's well and healthy, and we'll see you in 2021. I want to guarantee it. I'll just say I guarantee it.
Sounds good. I guarantee it too.